Hey, it's Ayla, and you are listening to Not That Kind of CEO. In today's episode, we're going to be covering two very, very important mindset shifts that are going to help you move forward in your business. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Ayla, and I am not that kind of CEO. You won't find me in a fancy corner office, but rather in a quiet corner of my home. I followed a bold vision and built my life and business around it. That's how I ended up in France, where I'm raising two little girls, renovate our 500-year-old castle together with my husband, run a coaching business, and still have space to breathe. After a decade of helping women simplify their business to make room for what matters most, I created this show to help you do the same. Let's build your business around the life you love. Welcome to Not That Kind of CEO.
Hey, love. Welcome back to the show. I am so happy that you are here. Today, we are going to be talking about two very powerful mindset shifts that you're going to be using them in your business from now on. If you listen to this, you're going to be using them, trust me. This came to me through two different channels because, well, they're two different mindset shifts. One of them, I heard this in another podcast. It was the Into the Wild podcast by Renee Warren. It's a very good podcast. You should go listen to it. And she gave me this mindset shift. I started to use it, and while using it, I sort of changed it while I went. So that was cool. And then the second one actually came to me because of a compliment I got from a friend of mine. So without further ado, let's just dive in to the two of them. The first that we're going to be talking about is to shift the words. Both of them are going to be shifting words in your mind because let's face it, you're talking to yourself all day long, and 9 out of 10 times, it's not the best way to talk to yourself that you're talking to yourself right now. There's this trick that I'm always using. If you followed me for a while, then you probably notice I have given my ego a name. The ego is my inner voice. Her name is Annalise. She's very annoying. I mean, very annoying. And I'm sorry for anyone that's called Annalise out there, but my Annalise, she's a real drag. And she's the person who comes into my brain whenever I want to do something, and she's just going on saying, you probably can't even do this. You probably shouldn't even try. You know what? Never mind. Just don't even go there. Okay, thanks, Annalise. And by giving her a name, I can just separate myself from that nagging voice and say, thanks, Annalise. Thanks for your feedback. I don't need it right now. I'm going to do whatever I want. Okay. And these two things are perfect things that Annalise would be saying to me, and that I can now say, no, thank you. I'm switching them. The first one that I learned from Renee is to swap out the word want for deserve. This one is golden because when you're saying to yourself that you want something, imagine your toddler just going, I want an ice cream. I want an ice cream right now. Are you bound to give her that ice cream if she's going on like that? I bet you don't. It's not a nice way to ask for things. I find it very masculine as well. For me, what comes with the masculine part of this is that you're forcing things into existence. You're pushing through. You're just And for me, what follows with this is shoulding all over myself. I should be doing this because I want that. I want to grow my audience, so I should be posting 3 times a day. And it's very fixed. It's forced. It's not flowy. However, when you declare that you deserve something, like growing your business, you're automatically already saying that you're worth something because you deserve this. You're declaring your own worth. And when you're coming from that position, you're very much leaning into the feminine, which is the more receiving part of it, the more attracting part of it. So I want to grow my business. Sure, what are you going to do? Like, that's the logical sequence. I want this, so I should be doing all this kind of stuff. When you say, I deserve to grow my business, you're coming from a very different mindset where you're like, I deserve this. Okay. So, what can I do to attract this to me, to be more magnetic about it? For me, what happened And I don't know if this is the language barrier that I have. I have three languages going on in my brain at any given time. I think in Dutch and in English, but I live in France, so I speak French here. And for me, what happened is that I switched the word deserve for desire, which I also really like. Like, I desire this as if it's a luxury. And I deserve to have luxurious goods. And I was like, yes, this I desire to have a big business. And it just all feels so opulent, and I can just go around saying desire the things I deserve, you know. It's a good match. It's giving me good feelings. So whenever I think about my to-do list and I feel myself creeping back into wanting things and should be doing things, I just go, no, I desire to have this, and therefore I'm going to take action, and I deserve to have this, and therefore I'm going to attract. So that's the first one. Very cool, very good. The second mindset shift is maybe even more powerful. This one came to me because I got a compliment from a friend of mine. She also lives in a French castle. Like, that's like attracts like, you know, whenever we moved here, we found more crazy Dutch people who also wanted to live in a castle. So now I have friends who live in castles. It's weird. And she has been very ill lately. She's battling cancer. And normally in the winter season, they're always preparing for the summer season. So they are still creating holiday homes in the outbuildings that they have around their castle. Her husband is doing everything himself. It's super impressive. She normally works in a regular job to earn some extra money. She couldn't work, obviously, because she had the chemo treatments and everything. But she also couldn't help him, and he had to help her. And they just got into a bit of a knot there. So they did something that I admire very much. They asked for help. They just sent all their friends and family an email saying, hey guys, we're preparing for the summer season. This new holiday home that we're creating is by far not finished. The other revenue streams that they have on the land, they're growing trees and they're doing all kinds of cool stuff. But they weren't really getting further in their process. And so they said, you know what? We would really appreciate the help. And they did it in the most magnificent way. They just sent out a Google Sheet and they gave a bunch of dates on the Google Sheets, and you could just fill in your name for whenever you wanted to come. They just assumed that people would come instead of going around begging for it. And I thought that was the coolest way to ask for help, which is not the mindset shift, by the way, but just something cool to, you can take that with you as well. So I put my name on the list as well to go there for a weekend to help out 2 days. And because I live in a castle too, and I have a veggie garden and I have a big terrain and everything, I was very self-starting, which amused her because all her friends, they live in the city and they were just coming there, just going, "Oh, what should we do? What can we do? How should we do it?" And I just took off and I said, okay, I'm going to do this. Bye. And then I did. And so it happened that she was doing sort of a morning meeting with everyone to instruct them. And I was already at work. So she came to me while I was at work. And without my knowing it, she was observing me for a while before she approached me to just have a chat. And afterwards, she said to me, I noticed how crazy strong you are. And I was like, thank you. Thank you. I am crazy strong. That's because I do weird stuff around here as well. It's fun to hear someone you care about say something like that. I never realize that I am strong. Like, we're talking well, mentally strong as well, but physically strong we were talking about here. But I am physically very strong. I can lift heavy stuff and shit like that because I do it on a regular basis without even lifting weights or anything. It's just the nature of us living here makes me very strong. At the same time, I'm still overweight, which just makes me very mad. Like, how can you be super strong and overweight at the same time? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. But that's the case nonetheless. So at the same time, I was working out. I have a friend of mine who gave me a whole training schedule, and these exercises on there, I could do them. But the exercises that were on the training program that she gave me, I can do them easily with more weight than she, which then again confirmed how strong I am. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And then a thought popped into my head that said, I'm curious how strong I can get. That was such a mind blowing experience for me because I hate working out. Like, I hate it to my core. I just stand there going, oh, I need to go through these exercises. I really should be doing this. If I want to lose that weight, I really have to train. I really have to do this. Have to, have to, have to. And the thought of just, I'm curious how strong I can get. Like, I'm already strong. I'm really curious to see, like, could I enter a contest? I'm really curious, genuinely curious about this. And then I thought, this is such a cool question to ask yourself because this also moves you from that masculine, I have to do this, I have to do this, I should be doing this, into something more curiosity driven. I am curious with how many followers I can grow my account. That's very different energy than when you're sitting there going, oh, I really have to post today because I want to grow this account. Like, I'm curious to how many followers I can grow this. And that gives you just energy to be open and try things out. And it becomes more flexible than just, oh, here are viral hooks that I should be using because I have to post because I want to grow this account. Like, no, I'm very curious to see how big I can make this. Let's try stuff to see how I can accomplish that. And I hope you really get that feeling of curiosity because it really helped so much. And then to top it off, I read an article this morning and it was an article about how you can stay happy. It wasn't necessarily happy, but more positive in a world where everything is very negative. So you see the state of the world and you're really bound to think like everything's going to shit. Like, what am I even doing it for? We've been over this before on this account. We have talked about this. I have recently shared my medieval approach to the news and I was kind of nervous to post it because people will say that you're acting like an ostrich and just if you hide your head in the sand, you're really hiding from the state of the world. It's like, no, I'm just guarding my own energy. So this article was about that as well. And they also named curiosity as one of the remedies for feeling better in a world that's really, it seems like it's set out to make you feel negative. So what they described in the article is basically our brains are, this, your brain is always trying to keep you safe, which is why you're procrastinating on your business because your brain is like, should I really be putting myself out there vulnerable like this? Like, I'd rather keep you safe. I'm going to procrastinate. This is a thing. This happens all the time. And by eliminating this uncertainty about an outcome, your brain feels safe, which means that it narrows your thinking. It's the same thing with, as I just said, when you say, I'm curious to how big I can grow this account, it gives you permission to try out different formats, to try out different things because you're curious. And it stems from, as with everything, from prehistoric times. We're still prehistoric creatures, it's just the world has evolved very quickly. But when we hear something rustling in the brushes next to us at night, you're bound to think it's something scary. You're bound to think, oh my God, there's a monster in there. I'll have the zombies come at last. And this is logical because in prehistoric times, it's much better to assume that there's actually something dangerous in the brushes next to you so you can take action and survive instead of just going, oh, it's probably nothing and then die because it was a saber-toothed tiger? So it's a very logical thing for your brain to just take the negative and then try to eliminate uncertainty through there. However, if you're curious, you're going to be open to possible solutions, to ways of thinking. The moment you're stepping into that curiosity, you're not necessarily taking that scenario of doom, but you're like, I'm curious what's hiding in the brushes. Let's go check it out. Maybe get some backup first. What are ways that we can check it out without dying immediately? Should we approach it from the back? Do we have a light that we can shine on it? Do we separate the brushes or do we make a noise to just try to get whatever it is out of the brushes? you're opening yourself up for all kinds of possibilities. You're staying more open to whatever could happen, which is in turn making it way more likely for you to actually take action. And these are the two mindset shifts that have this effect. It's making it more likely for you to take action. And when you're taking action, you're getting clarity. And when you're getting clarity, it's easier to move forward. And when you're moving forward, you're gaining the momentum that you're looking for that's keeping you stuck right now. So everything starts with deserving things and being curious about it. I really hope that these two mindset shifts are going to be helping you out in the foreseeable future. They have really been helping me out. Whenever I sit down and say that I should be doing something, I'm trying to figure out like, is this coming from I want this, therefore I should be doing it? Or is it coming from that narrow minded, I want to close this loop. I want to eliminate uncertainty and therefore I should be doing this, I have to do this. No, let's be curious. Let's deserve things because we deserve this. I'll be back soon with more mindset shifts because these have been coming to me left and right, and I cannot wait to share them with you. So, see you next week on another episode of Not That Kind of CEO.
Thank you so much for listening to Not That Kind of CEO. If this episode gave you clarity, encouragement, or just even a moment to breathe, I'd love it if you left a review. It helps more women like you find this show, and that means the world to me. And if you're ready to build a business that fits your life, you know where to find me. See you in the next episode.